Hey, I just found out that I need to work on my tune-up string picking because I had this belief in my head that it's too hard to play really fast when you have to pick everything because you have so many string shifts, right? If you only have 2 notes per string, then you go down, up, string shift, down, up, string shift, down, up, right? So every other picking stroke is part of a string shift. And so I thought that, okay, that's impossible to get up to speed until I started, and you guys probably know a lot more people who does this successfully than I do. But I started, looking into Joe Bonamassa's playing, and I could see that, wow, he actually alternate picks these runs. And so, okay, it is possible. And that's what happens, right? And or 2 things happen. Either we say, okay, Joe is incredibly talented. That's why he's able to do it. Or we say, oh, it's possible for a human being to do that, right? And then we just go ahead now with new vigorous effort and passion. We go into developing this skill because now we know it's possible. So please be of the second group of people who actually says, okay, it's possible for me as well, because of course it is. So what happens in me when I see that and I'm about to practice something like that? Well, because I know how to build my skills and I know that I cannot analyze my way to doing this. All I can say is that when you want to do that many string shifts, you don't want to have a picking motion that goes up and down like this because, see, if I want to go from string to string with that kind of axe-like motion, like this, I'm going to hit the wrong strings because I'm going up like that. If I want to do frequent string shifts, I need a motion that goes in this direction, right? Like turning your arm. I'm really exaggerating now, right? But that creates a circle. If you could see a line from the pick there, you could see a circular motion. And that circle can hit one string and go out again, right? It can just dig in and go out. Dig in and go out all the way. So if I move my hand up or down as I do this, you can see me hitting one string, hitting the next and going out, hitting the next and going out, next out, like that. So that is the overall way of moving your hand. And the next thing would be have a fixed picking position, right? Don't hold your hand here Tuesday and then here Monday, because everything's going to change. The whole thing is going to change when you move your picking hand. So I really like to have my PC bone anchored where the low E string meets the bridge, because that gives me the same amount of the same position each and every day. And then I angle my pick a little bit when I get to the lower strings. So as I go up, my thumb gets, I just pull my thumb in just a little bit, and that's going to angle the pick a little bit. So the resistance I feel from each string is going to be, more or less the same, because I compensate for the fact that each string has a different thickness to it. Hope that makes sense. But if it doesn't, we'll get into more of my picking videos here on YouTube. But so then I commence practicing. And I don't, have the illusion that I can analyze my way to how do we actually, I know that my brain is able to do that. But that is microscopic level training. Like, it's 1/10 of a millimeter that determines whether or not I'm hitting the wrong string at the wrong time. Right? It's the tiniest little differences in how you swing your, and I can't analyze my way to doing that, but your brain can. So what you need to do is practice perfectly. I'm not saying, hold your pick perfectly or hold your hand perfectly. I'm saying have each note come out so you can really hear what's going on, right? So you're relaxed and comfortable. And some people say don't practice more than 15 minutes in segments of 15 minutes, and don't practice more than 2 hours a day. No great thing was ever achieved on 2 hours a day necessarily, right? If you're passionate, you just go for it. You practice all the time. Even when you're talking to people, when you go to school, when you go to work, your hand is that, right? That's how to achieve mastery. So controlled, accurately, and then that becomes easier and easier. And when something becomes easier and easier, like brushing your teeth, jumping up and down, throwing a ball, then naturally you can do it faster because it's effortless now, right? You don't have to use all the conscious focus of making it happen. I don't use much of a metronome anymore because my timing is always pretty, because I've been using it for so long, thousands of hours with the metronome. But if you have a problem with the timing, you need to use it. And then you just need to, watch TV, basically, and get all those thousands and hundreds of thousands of repetitions in, and anyone can do that, and you can be entertained as you do it. Look down, be partially focused on what you're doing down here. And some people say, oh, you need to be focused all the time because otherwise you're not practicing right, you're making mistakes. No, you're not. If you build the pattern of being able to do this at a low level of speed, then just stay there while you watch TV and talk to your friends and do a video on how to alternate pick. Right? Whatever. Because it's an automated pattern. It's not art. Right? It's just right? And any idiot can do this. Sorry. Right? Just a simple loop of practicing doing these string shifts, right? And that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to rely on my brain to take care of all the details of exactly how deep to pick, how to hit the string, because it will learn that by itself if you create the right environment in which it can learn. And the right environment is an unstressed environment where you are focused on quality and not quantity. And the quantity just, comes by itself, right? Like if you've been cooking the same freaking dish like 1,000 times, you're going to be very fast and efficient, and you can talk to people as you do it. You do everything in the same, right? Or set the table or drive a car, whatever it is that you do. You just do it effortlessly because you've been doing it a lot of times. But you didn't rush yourself into it, right? You didn't try to, okay, what do I do? I hit the clutch. Okay, try to do this fast. I want to get better now, right? Nobody learns in that state. Right? You just freak yourself out. You get injured, right? And you learn to do a lot of mistakes because that's what you do all the time. Make a lot of mistakes. So you become really good at making a lot of mistakes and making crappy food or driving the car frantically, whatever it is. So you want to practice what it is that you want to master, which is perfect technique. And if you look at Joe Bonamassa, he does these tune-up per string runs like a champion. I can tell you that. And he didn't come to that point by trying to let's do a burst of speed. He simply, I can promise you, right? Stayed at that tempo, and then gradually he just built it up to that. And I'm going to do that too, and I'm excited about it. How about you? Right? So I have a new program out where we look into blues rock techniques. Just shut me off right now if you don't want to hear the ad here. We look into part of that program, or one of the sub-programs, is where we look into the blues rock techniques, what to do, how to lay out the scales, and how to actually execute these scales. So I hope you look into that. If not, I'll just see you in the next free video.